Imagine a longship, its sleek hull crafted for the waves, suddenly appears inland far from any navigable water. It navigates not currents but rugged terrain, forest, and even mountain passes. To an unsuspecting observer, it might seem as if the vessel had simply materialized, defying the very laws of geography. This phenomenon was not magic, but a testament to Norse ingenuity. The logistical nightmare of moving a substantial warship or trading vessel over land presented an impossible problem for many cultures. Yet for the Vikings, it became a strategic advantage, a shortcut across hostile territories or impassable waterways. They did not teleport ships, they engineered their movement with remarkable efficiency. The secret began with the ship itself. Unlike the heavy, deep-keeled vessels of other maritime powers, the Norse longship was a marvel of lightweight construction and shallow draft. Its design was not solely for speed or seaworthiness, but for unparalleled versatility, able to transition from ocean to river and, crucially, to land. The longship's keel, though robust, was not overly pronounced, allowing it to navigate incredibly shallow waters and even be beached with relative ease. This flat, wide bottom provided a stable base for resting on land, a fundamental requirement for any overland journey. It minimized the need for complex docking structures. Construction played a vital role, utilizing the clinker-built method, where overlapping planks were riveted together, created a hull that was both incredibly strong and surprisingly flexible. This inherent elasticity meant the ship could withstand the stresses of being dragged and pulled without succumbing to structural failure. The materials themselves were carefully chosen. Lightweight but durable oak or pine timbers were used, reducing the overall mass of the vessel. Every plank, every frame contributed to a structure optimized for portability, a stark contrast to the unwieldy galleons of later eras. This kept the burden manageable for human power. Furthermore, a Viking longship was designed with a certain modularity. Key components like the mast could be easily lowered or completely removed. This reduced both height and weight, streamlining the vessel for passage through dense forests or under low overhangs, critical for navigating terrestrial obstacles. The true teleportation began with the preparation of the overland route, known as a portage or dragway. This was not an ad hoc decision, but a planned logistical undertaking. Scouts would identify the most feasible path, considering elevation changes, water crossings, and the density of the forest, often following ancient animal trails. Before the ship moved, the path had to be cleared. Trees were felled, roots were severed, and uneven ground was leveled. This rigorous deforestation and earthwork created a rudimentary yet effective road wide enough for the ship's beam. The sheer labor involved demonstrated the strategic importance of these portages. Central to the overland movement were lubricated rollers and skids. These were logs, often stripped of bark and greased with animal fat, placed perpendicularly beneath the ship's hull. As the ship was pulled forward, the rollers would emerge from the stern to be recycled and placed at the bow, creating a continuous rolling path. The power for propulsion came from human and animal muscle. Teams of Norsemen, sometimes aided by oxen or horses, would attach ropes to the ship's bow and stern. Through coordinated effort and simple leverage, the vessel was slowly, deliberately dragged over the rollers and across the terrain, inch by laborious inch. This method required immense physical exertion and synchronized movement. Chants and rhythmic calls likely coordinated the pulling teams, ensuring maximum efficiency. This was not merely brute force, it was applied mechanics, a testament to their understanding of friction, leverage, and collective human power. For steeper inclines, more sophisticated techniques were employed. Ramps might be constructed, or the number of pulling teams increased. In some cases, multiple ropes were used to distribute the load, preventing single points of failure. This meticulous planning minimized the risk of damaging the invaluable vessel. The goal was not just to move the ship, but to move it with minimal damage, ensuring it remained seaworthy for its next aquatic leg. Constant inspection and maintenance were part of the process, with repairs made on the spot if any planks or rivets suffered stress from the arduous journey. The ship was an investment. The success of these overland ship movements relied heavily on the social organization of the Norse. Such a monumental task required collective effort, often involving a significant portion of a settlement's able-bodied population. The authority of a jar or chieftain was paramount in mobilizing and coordinating this human system. This communal labor was not seen as a burden, but often as a duty or a shared enterprise. Whether for trade or raiding, the benefits of moving a ship across land accrued to the entire community. The Lidang system, a form of conscription for military and civic duties, could be leveraged for such endeavors. The knowledge of effective portage routes and techniques was passed down through generations. It was a specialized skill set, combining engineering aptitude with an intimate understanding of the local landscape. Experienced individuals would direct the operation, ensuring safety and efficiency. The psychological aspect also played a role. The shared ordeal of moving a longship over land fostered camaraderie and a sense of collective achievement. It was a tangible demonstration of Norse power and resourcefulness, a feat that would intimidate rivals and inspire their own people. This human system extended beyond just the physical act of pulling. Logistical support, including the provision of food, water, and temporary shelters for the work crews, was essential. These portage camps would spring up along the route, a temporary infrastructure supporting the mobile fleet. Security was also a critical consideration. Moving a valuable longship and its crew through unfamiliar or hostile territory exposed them to considerable risk. Guards would protect the workers and the vessel from ambush, particularly in remote forest paths, ensuring the strategic advantage was not lost. The destination, often a river system or a new coastal access point, was carefully chosen. These portages connected otherwise isolated waterways, creating vast interconnected networks for trade and raiding that circumvented natural barriers. This strategic foresight amplified their reach and influence. The ability to teleport ships provided the Vikings with a distinct strategic and tactical advantage over their contemporaries. While other powers possessed formidable fleets, their operational range was often limited by coastlines and major river systems. The Norse, however, transcended these natural boundaries. Consider the Frankish or Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. Their naval power was typically concentrated on coastal defense or river patrols. Their ships, often heavier and built for different purposes, lacked the shallow draft and robust flexibility required for overland transit. Such an endeavor would have been impractical, if not impossible, for them. This land-sea versatility meant the Vikings could bypass heavily fortified river mouths or coastal strongholds. They could appear unexpectedly on an inland river, deep within enemy territory, striking from an unanticipated direction. This element of surprise was a powerful weapon in their arsenal, sowing fear and confusion. For trade, this capability opened up vast new markets and resources. The Rus Vikings, for instance, used extensive portage routes along the Dnieper and Volga rivers to connect the Baltic Sea with the Black and Caspian Seas. This allowed them to tap into the lucrative Byzantine and Islamic trade networks. Imagine the strategic conundrum for a local defender. Securing coastlines and river systems was not enough. The threat could emerge from almost anywhere, from lakes and smaller rivers, connected by these hidden land routes. This forced adversaries to disperse their forces, weakening their overall defense. While Roman legions famously built roads, these were for land armies. The Viking innovation was to extend the reach of their navies across land, merging maritime and terrestrial logistics in a way unique to their era. It was a fusion of capabilities that few could replicate or counter effectively. The sheer audacity of dragging a warship over mountains or through forests conveyed a powerful message. It demonstrated unwavering determination and a practical mastery over their environment. This was not just military strategy, it was an act of psychological warfare against a less adaptable foe. Despite its effectiveness, the era of widespread overland ship teleportation eventually began to wane. The very success of Viking expansion sowed the seeds of its transformation. The decentralized raiding culture slowly gave way to more structured political entities, altering the strategic landscape. The gradual consolidation of power within Scandinavia saw the emergence of kings with larger, more unified territories. These rulers sought to control trade routes and exerted greater authority over their populations, often shifting focus from opportunistic raiding to state-sponsored trade and naval defense. Christianization played a significant role in this decline. As Norse societies adopted Christianity, the religious impetus for raiding and the social structures that supported it began to erode. The focus shifted from plundering to pilgrimage, from pagan rituals to building churches, changing cultural priorities. Across Europe, fortified settlements and improved defensive strategies became more common. Adversaries learned from Viking tactics, constructing stronger castles and developing more robust coastal and riverine defenses, making the element of surprise and easy targets increasingly rare. Ship design also evolved. As purely raiding expeditions became less frequent and established trade networks solidified, the need for extreme overland portability lessened. Larger, cargo-focused Knarrs or specialized warships with deeper drafts became more prevalent, optimizing for maritime endurance rather than terrestrial agility. The immense logistical effort required for overland portages likely became less justifiable as the rewards diminished. If raiding targets were better defended, or trade routes could be established more conventionally, the sheer human cost of dragging ships across land became an inefficient use of resources. Ultimately, the teleportation of ships, while a brilliant piece of mechanical history, was a solution to problems specific to the early Viking Age. As the world changed, as political stability grew, and as naval technologies diversified, the practical necessity and strategic advantage of such endeavors faded. Yet, the legacy of this impossible feat endures. It speaks volumes about the pragmatic, adaptable mindset of the Norse. Faced with geographical barriers, they didn't retreat. They engineered solutions, bending the environment to their will with clever design and collective grit. This was not simply survival, but mastery. The memory of longships being dragged across the land reminds us that true innovation often lies in combining existing technologies and social structures in unprecedented ways. The light hull, the rollers, the organized labor, each element was known, but their synthesis for overland ship movement was uniquely Norse. From the clinker-built hull to the greased rollers, the Viking Age showcased an unparalleled blend of mechanical history and human endeavor. Their ability to teleport ships was a defining characteristic of their expansion. What other impossible feats of Norse engineering do you think deserve a closer look?